girls. Welcome to this week's math lesson. As you can see, we are starting a new unit and we are learning how to count money. Our learning intentions are: I will learn how to count a collection of coins such as pennies, nickels, and dimes by skip counting by twos, fives, and tens. I will learn how to write the value of coins using a number and a cent sign or symbol. The word value means how much something is worth. So, what do you know about a penny? I'll give you a little time to think. Hopefully, you said that it's brown or bronze. It's only worth 1 cent. It has smooth edges and has a picture of Abraham Lincoln. Abraham Lincoln was a United States president. And here's a poem to help you to remember a little more about a penny. Penny, penny, easily spent, copper brown and worth 1 cent. Notice 1 cent is written in two ways, with the number and the cent sign, and then a dollar sign and a decimal. You are going to be learning how to write it this way, which is a number and the cent sign. When you write the cent sign, you write a letter C and you write a line going up and down in the middle of the letter C. Also notice this picture that shows us a penny, the front and the back of the penny. So the front is called the head, and that's actually where you see the head of the president. And then the back is called the tail. Oftentimes you're going to see other pictures like buildings or trees, and these are just very important symbols that are related to the United States of America. So what do you know about a nickel? Well, if you said it's silver or gray, then you're correct. Hopefully you said it's worth 5 cents. It has smooth edges and it has a picture of Thomas Jefferson. And Thomas Jefferson was a United States president. Nickel, nickel, thick and fat, worth 5 cents. I know that. And when we write the value of the coin, we write the number 5 and we write the cent sign. And then again, here's the head and the tail of the nickel. What do you know about a dime? Hopefully you said it's silver or gray. It's worth 10 cents. It's small with rough edges. It has a picture of Franklin D. Roosevelt, who was also a United States president. Dime, dime, little and thin, I remember you're worth 10. So the value of a dime is 10 cents. And when we write that, we write the number 10 and we write the cent sign or symbol. And then here's the front or the head of the dime, and here's the back or the tail of the dime. And lastly, what do you know about a quarter? Hopefully you said it's silver or gray. And if you said it's worth 25 cents, then you are correct. It is big with rough edges. And it has a picture of George Washington. And I bet you guessed that George Washington was a United States president. But did you know that he was the very first United States president? Quarter, quarter, big and bold, you're worth 25, I'm told. So the value of a quarter is 25 cents. And the way you write that is by writing the number 25 with the cent symbol. Here's the head and here's the tail of the coin. So how are you going to learn how to count money? Well, we're going to use a strategy called hairy money. That sounds strange, but let me tell you about it. Hairy money is when you give hair to each coin, and the hair that you give equals 5 cents. So every time a coin gets a hair, you are counting or skip counting by 5 to find the value. The only coin that does not get a hair is the penny, because remember, it's only worth 1 cent. So it kind of stays bald, but we do give it a little dot at the top, just like this penny. So for a nickel will always get one hair or just one line above it. And that line is equal to 5. And so that lets you know that a nickel is worth 5 cents. A dime gets two lines. And each line is 5. So that's 5, 10. So a dime is worth 10 cents. A quarter gets 5 lines or 5 hairs. and each hair is worth 5. So that's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, and a quarter is worth 25 cents. And here we have a half dollar. We're not going to be counting half dollars, but a half dollar is worth 50 cents. Your success criteria for this week is I can use hairy money to count a collection of pennies, nickels, and dimes. So at the end of this week's lesson, you want to be able to say that you can use the hairy money strategy to count coins. I can write the value of coins using a number and the cent sign. So notice here, the value has the number and the cent sign. Here's the hairy money that's used, and here is the value with the number and cent sign. You also want to be able to say this week that I can skip count by 2s, 5s, and 10s to count coins. So now let's count some money. So in each one of these pictures here, I have some money, and we're going to practice counting each of those. So let's start with this one. So here I have a collection of pennies, and I know that a penny is worth 1 cent. But remember, when using hairy money, we're not going to give the penny any hair. We're just going to put dots at the very top. And those dots are going to be representing 1 cent. So when I count a penny, I count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So because I have 5 pennies and each penny is worth 1 cent, that means I have a total of 5 cents, and that's my value. Let's take a look at the next one. All right, let's see, what coin is this? This coin looks like a nickel. And I know that a nickel is worth 5 cents. So that means that I'm only going to give the nickel one line or one hair. So let me do that. So each of my nickels is going to get one hair. And I know that each hair is 5. So I'm going to count by 5s. 5, 10, 15, and 20. And so the last number I say always tells me the total value of my coins. And so this is going to be 20 cents. So I write the number 20 and I write the cent sign. Okay, I think we're getting this. So let's keep going. All right, here we have some more coins. I believe these look like dimes. So a dime is going to get 2 hairs. So each dime gets 2 hairs because each one is worth 5 cents. So that's 5, 10, that's 5, 10, and that's 5, 10. And each dime is worth 10. Now, I can count this in 2 ways. I can count 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. I don't have any room, so I'm going to count at the bottom. 30. So these 3 dimes are equal to 30 cents. So I counted by 5s because I use hairy money, but I know that each dime is worth 10 cents. So I can also count 10, 20, 30, and I still get the total value of 3 dimes as 30 cents. Let's try another one. Okay. Now I have some coins, and I have a collection of different coins because I want you to make sure that you know how to count coins that are all alike, just like all of these pennies are alike, all of these nickels are alike, and all of these dimes are alike, but you also want to be able to count coins that are mixed. So here I have a nickel, dime, and a penny. So using hairy money, the strategy, I'm going to see how to count this. I know that every nickel always gets 1 line, which is 5 cents. I know that each dime always gets 2 because it's worth 10 cents. But when I'm counting, I can count 5, 10, because that's another 5. Remember, we're skip counting by 5s, 15. And then pennies, they're only worth 1 cent. So they don't get a hair. They only get a dot, which is worth 1. So if I have 5, 10, 15, Well, 15 plus one more makes 16. So that means this collection of coins is 16 cents. So I write the number and I write the cent sign. All right, let's try one more. I think you got it now. All right, here's another collection of coins. Let's see if you can tell me what each coin is. What coin is this? If you said a dime, very good. What coin is this? If you said a nickel, awesome. And what coins are these? If you said a penny, fantastic. So now let's count these coins. Remember, we give Harry money to the silver or gray coins, and then the penny just gets a dot. So here's a dime, so it gets 2. Here's a nickel, so it gets 1. And then each penny gets only just a dot. So let me go back and count now. I'm going to count 5, 10, 15. And every time I go to the penny, I'm just adding one more. So that's 15, 16, 17, and 18. So this collection of coins is 18 cents. So if I go back to my success criteria for this week, I can say that I can use Harry money to count a collection of coins. I can write the value of the coins using a number and cent sign, and I can also skip count by 2s, 5s, and 10s. All right, boys and girls, now it is your turn.